God bless our moms.
God bless our moms. This is going to be fun.
Dude, what's your last name?
Riker.
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 That
I
is...
really wanted to say like Jamal Boyd or something like that. Something that just sounds so like African American.
Dude, Riker sounds badass though.
Yeah, you're right. And if I had an S, it would look like It'd look like I'd be like the prison.
I didn't think about that, but fair point.
I do, because I'm very into affirmative action.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
That was a curveball. You threw me.
I'm just kidding.
All right. The first thing I do want to talk about is the Ed Milet show that you suggested for me to listen to, which I've been just devouring for the last 48 hours.
Yes.
But before I get into that, I would like to welcome you to the show, Cory Riker.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm excited. I lost my train of thought. Did I unplug something?
Nope. So they're the new mics, and they're so good that it doesn't pick up any outside noise.
Beautiful.
And I had an issue with our soundboard a while back to where I had 2 podcasts, and halfway through it shut out, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
So we did an hour and a half, and then there's nothing to use.
That's great. Well,
Super
you can
disappointing.
cut all of that just out right there.
I'll
For my
just do a little
pause, we can start over again. Let's do that.
Hey, Cory, thank you for joining me today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for letting me on the show, man. I'm so excited.
What's cool is, for everyone listening, I met Cory a couple days ago.
Literally a couple days ago. We were just in a coffee shop.
Yeah, I was
hanging out,
blankly staring at pictures I needed to take and spaced out. And you're like, hey.
Hey, yo, I saw your podcast. Thank you so much. And you're like, hey, yo, let's do a podcast. Yeah. Let's do it.
That was the first time anyone's ever done that.
Well, the thing about it is when I saw it on social media, I don't know how I even saw it. It was on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instagram.
Frankie probably shared it.
Yeah, but I don't even have Frankie on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
So it just popped up.
I got lucky.
And that was a sign.
Absolutely.
I was like, yo, I need to be on. And I would love to just be a part of the journey. And I have, God gave me the gift of gab, man. And
I love that.
I'm just like, yo, let's get it started.
And you even suggested the Ed Milet show, which I haven't listened to. And I've seen him pop up here and there on social media as well, but I didn't actually hunt down his podcast.
Yeah.
And oh, man, I love it. It's so good. Beautiful. I was just listening to one is are you staying in your way or something like that? And I was like, oh, man. And they're talking about, it was the 6 fears.
Yeah.
And so many of those wake me up. Granted, they don't usually wake me up in the middle of the night. Once I fall asleep, I'm pretty good at staying asleep. But it'll keep me from sleeping. Or if I wake up at, let's say, 4 a.m., my heart immediately is like, oh, I've got one of those 6. Easily at any point in time is going to hit me.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. And the thing about it is he's made it into a place in his career where first of all, I aspire to be number one, because he's one of my biggest role models in terms of just business and entrepreneurship, and also just being I don't even like to say, I would rather than calling him a motivational speaker, I would call him a discipline speaker.
That's
because
good.
He teaches discipline. He teaches hey, how can you be the best version of you, but rather than just being the best version of you, keeping it and keeping the promise to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love that, and so I've been listening to Ed Milet for quite a while now, and I plug him into my AirPods, get on my bike. I ride about 6-7 miles a morning on my bike, and
damn,
I just chug away. White Gables, man.
Oh, dude, I've been there so many times.
Love it.
Some of my best friends just lived, they moved damn, dude, it's probably been 5 years now. But I was in there all the time.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really creepy at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah. Definitely feels like Get Out.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yes, absolutely. But it's also at the same time, during the broad daylight, it's a really pretty place.
Beautiful. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in Southern Charm, like that area. I feel like I'm in the what's that show called? What is it called?
Oh, the Charleston one?
Yeah, the Magnolias.
Oh.
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstones.
Huh?
Righteous Gemstones?
Oh, no. Similar, but it's Magnolia something.
Oh, then I don't know.
It's a bunch of girls, and they're like it's based in Charleston, and it's like a soap, it's pretty good.
I think it's meant to look like Charleston, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got sucked into those girly shows because my wife is like, "Oh my gosh, I like it." And I was like, "Yeah," but then I started watching, and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
It always happens.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not gonna watch this, and then you're like, why is she doing that?
It's the same thing with pickleball, dude. I refused to
Really?
play pickleball for the longest time. I was like, it's for women and old people, and I just didn't. I didn't do it. And I remember like playing for the first time because my wife convinced me, and she's like, "Come play, you'll love it." And I was like, "Nah, not me." And I went and played, and I was like, I was hype, man. Like I was like 24, 25 years old. I was hype, and they're like, "Come on, play." And this old man, like this two old men, were like, "Hey, you want to play doubles?" And me and my buddy that are 25 years old, I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm about to circles around you, dude."
Oh, you got wiped.
Whooped me, made me look like a little boy, and he used me to mop the floor. 80 years old, probably.
Damn.
Could barely walk.
Did you guys go to the pickle bar?
Yeah, we love the pickle bar.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think they serve Coastal's coffee there.
They might.
I'm pretty sure. We did our Christmas party there, and it was a bad time for pickleball. It was freezing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now people played. If you played, they warmed up, but I was a
Yeah.
little bitch, and I just kind of sat and shivered.
Yeah, I don't like playing in the cold.
Yeah.
I get too ashy.
I get too like.
I'm like, oh no, not again.
The wind blows. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Oh my goodness, I know I turned into a fudgicle.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the blandest vanilla cone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What are those things called? Those cones without the ice cream?
There's just nothing on there. You're like, oh, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, that's an interesting sport. I don't know if you're ever gonna catch me out there doing. Enjoy watching people run around and look goofy because you hit the ball, but it barely goes anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But to me, I just love it because
Is that your boy?
it's my brother.
Oh. Way to go, brother.
Way to go. In the middle of a talk. I should put this on silent.
That's okay.
Good thing you're good at editing.
I am good at editing, but will I remember to go back?
Well, you remember to go back and edit that out.
I might. I don't know. Yeah, it depends on how far into the podcast
I put it on speaker. Where are you? Now!
Like, you didn't take this out. Oh, yeah, it's like 30 minutes in, I may not remember, but...
It's okay, depending on how many of these we get through.
Yeah, I know. I also have Guinness to back us up. By the way, we're enjoying something cold by Edmund's Oast, so thank you, Edmund's Oast Brewery.
Thank you, Edmund's Oast. I got put on to you, like, not that long ago. And, like, I'll tell you, like, a week ago. And, first of all, restaurant guy, had the best experience with him. They hooked us up because something went wrong, and they were so nice, so selfless, and really took care of us. And definitely will be back. Loved the beer, something cold, and it's a beautiful beer.
I love when people move down here and they actually get a good, like, Southern hospitality.
Yeah, because I think it's needed.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, like I don't think you can come to South Carolina and not get a good Southern hospitality.
100% can.
You go to Florida, and nah.
Okay, fair. If you're comparing it to Florida.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Unless you're in, like, Disney World, probably.
I would say Disney, I would say you would get nicer service in Disney World than you would on the outskirts of Florida.
That's what I think, too, yeah.
Yeah.
Until you get a few drinks in you.
Yeah, until you get a few drinks with you. Like, I think you'll have more hospitality from the alligators.
Oh, my God.
Because most of Florida's all retired, man.
That's fair.
They're all just angry and retired and ready to die. You know?
Just begging to be eaten by an
Like,
alligator.
please. Get me. ARP is not giving me enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's how it is, man. And,
I'm glad we didn't stay. My family moved up here, like I said, when I was like 2.
yeah.
So we've been bouncing around the Somerville, South Carolina, Goose. No, we never actually lived in Goose Creek. North Charleston area, all and around. And you came from Florida and...
Florida. Oh, I'm from Michigan originally.
Okay. Damn, you moved from
I'm not
Michigan.
a massive Michigan just sports fan because we don't have the best rap. So
I'm not a big sports guy anyway, so you're not going to hear anything from me.
Well, listen, I know sports. I'm just not like the one that will sit and have a whole conversation about it.
Nice.
I'm not the one that's gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy, he did this, and he did this, and he just these points and these statistics. I'm like,
we can just make up a whole fake conversation with the people we don't even know, just bullshitting our way through it completely.
Absolutely. I think it's just they're like, yeah, he's not really that good at football. I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't see you out there on the field running the way that they are.
100%. You're not putting in any of that work.
Exactly, no. So I love when the people are so very like they're very cynical and they're like, oh, he's not gonna do good this year.
It's ruining the whole game for us.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well then you get out there, Joseph.
I'm glad we're making them all super sassy right now.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm making him super sassy. I think that's just like my subconscious coming out. I don't know.
That's so good because it's like extra offensive to them, I think.
I know. Well, I feel like I have I feel like the majority of the time when I talk, I have this customer service voice the whole time. Like this, I'm always in a customer service voice, and I'm never like, "Hey, yo, I'm sorry, doesn't mean I need to sound ghetto, but like, you know what I'm saying? But like, what I'm saying is like, I feel like I just always have a customer service voice.
How do you sound first thing in the morning?
When I sound first thing in the morning,
because I mean, I feel like you have to work up into your customer service.
Yeah. I gotta like do like voice drills and stuff. Mop. You know what I'm saying? Like get working.
Anchor man?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good cut. No one warms up better than Anchorman.
No. Nope.
All right, so one of the things you wanted to talk about, you picked on this, I have a massive notes list, everybody.
Yes.
Of ideas I enjoy talking about.
Notes.
Passions.
Passions.
Was the first one that you keyed into.
Yes.
What is something that you're super passionate about, which I think kind of plays into the second thing?
Absolutely. I think, okay, so there's, being passionate, I think is a very broad thing to me, because I think that I do multiple different things, but they're all going towards this one, like the same passion that I have.
That's smart.
Right? And so I'm very passionate about it. This sounds very cliche, but like waking people up to themselves, right? Waking people up to themselves. Like, I think so many people are just in this autopilot zone. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just, hey, I'm dead already, and I just gonna do whatever life tells me to do, right? I don't care about my growth or my success or bettering myself or self-improvement, or I'm just in this, like, they're almost callous to the world. Mm-hmm. And when I say callous to the world, I mean it in a way to where they're like, they've just allowed the world to just drive over them multiple times to where they're just like, this is it. This is my life.
Yeah, the apathy.
And so I think I'm very passionate about waking people up to themselves in their true potential, because I think they so many times, like they just give themselves limits everywhere they go. And the more you learn about me and who I am, is you'll learn that is the exact opposite of who I am as a person, because of my upbringing and because of where I come from, and because of my own limitations that I had in my life. But yeah, that's one of my biggest passions, is waking people up to themselves.
That. I mean, it took someone like you to wake me up. A good friend of mine who we met through working at the coffee shop whenever I was a barista there, before I do all the branding and video work and all that other stuff. And we started hanging out, and he saw something in me at the time, and he sat me down and was like, I think you have a lot of potential, and you're shitting on it. Like, you're throwing it away. Yeah. Like, you're not doing anything. And at the time, I was 100% right. I mean, I had made so many bad decisions in my life that I had just basically given up. And I'm like, all I want to do is just get through with the least amount of friction as possible. Yeah. And then that kind of woke me up. It got me working out more often, and I kind of got more my mental more healthy in the mindset, because it was also a really bad time mentally for me. Yeah. And so the physical, the mental thing, and then he was super, and he still is very entrepreneurial. So he kind of shared a bunch of that passion with me, and it lit a flame. Mm-hmm. I haven't corralled the flame very well in a direction. I'm kind of like 18 different holes all at the same time. Yeah. But it was really good to kind of get snapped out of this little sleep that I was just going through life in.
I like that.
So, I mean, people like you are very important.
And that means a lot because, my friends, I love them and I know they love me, but it's what we call selective hearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's very like, I'm like, yo, like, I love you. I care for you. I want more for you. And this is the thing. My friends think that in their mind, because I'm a business owner, I'm very entrepreneurial. I'm very about like, hey, yo, like push to be the best version that you can. When I try to help them, they think that I want them to like go be an entrepreneur and go, like start their own brand and go do something. And I'm like, yo, no, like I just want you to stop hating your life. Because you tell me how much you hate your life.
Yeah.
You tell me that you're upset that you're this age, you're in your 30s, or you're over you're almost getting to your 40s, and you're telling me that you're like, hey, yo, I'm not happy with who I am. But you stay in the same spot.
Just doing the same thing.
And so this might be rough to some people, right? But, this is my thing. I'm a black man in this country. I have a physical disability in this country. I was born with cerebral palsy. No white person, no cop, no anybody, Asian, Mexican, nobody has ever stopped me from accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. Ever. Right? Mm-hmm. If you want to blame everybody else to justify where you are in your life, that's your fault. That's just how it is. That's your fault. I come from foster care. Right? I've unfortunately lost my family, right? Due to violence. And nobody could tell me that I can't do something, because the moment I got over myself was the moment that it was done. You couldn't stop me, right? Because the moment because nobody has said anything to me that I haven't said to myself in the mirror, ever. Right? Nobody has said anything to me that I have not said to myself in the mirror in the bathroom. And so I know we're taking a quick turn, but like this is where I get into my passion. This is where I get passionate, because it's like, yo, like wake up. Mm-hmm. Wake the hell up. Because you are, and I'm not speaking about any of my friends, but like if you were in your 30s and you're not happy where you are, you better change something real quick.
Yeah.
You better change some shit, right? You have to. Because like it's whatever you want to do. Do whatever you enjoy doing. You don't gotta go be like the person that you are, like you're inspired by. You don't gotta go be a business owner. You don't gotta go be a multimillionaire. You don't gotta go do that, right? Mm-hmm. If that's what you want to go do, find the vehicle to go do that, right? But just go do something different.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't have to make you tons of money, as long as it makes you happy and you enjoy doing it. That's all that matters.
Bless up.
Absolutely.
That also drives me insane.
Yes.
Like I can't stand when I hear people like, "Oh, I wish this and this and this." I'm like, well, what are you doing to get you there? Nothing.
Yeah.
You're just getting off of work, and then you're complaining about what you're going through. Like,
absolutely.
Not a single part of your life is turning you into a direction that you want to be headed in.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? Like, how do you think you're going to get there? You're never going to get there, and that's part of it. It's like you're just kind of like venting your daydream of what you're having rather than adjusting your life, and it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's just a simple mindset, and then you can start making little steps in the right direction. And before you know it,
you're there.
Yeah.
You're there. And this is the thing, too. Listen, I am a man of God. I love the Lord, right? That is my personal faith. Okay, I can pray to God all day, every day that I want to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
God, please, I want to be successful. And I sit and do nothing. What's going to happen?
Yeah. I know God's going to be up there like,
tell me one person in the Bible that didn't have to go do work to accomplish what they were going to accomplish.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to understand that Moses, look at Moses.
Yeah.
Years he was wandering and walking around. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
I'm trying to wind you up. Let's go.
I'm about to get started, but like, this is just small talk, but it's like, yo, like, if I allowed every single person to say, oh man, I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't do this, and if I said to myself, like, God, I just want to be successful, and then I didn't go do anything, like, I'd still just be sitting at my house.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I also think it drives me insane because I have a disability and I've had to work, 2-3 times harder than most people.
Oh, I bet that. Mm.
And so when people who are like able-bodied and are able to like they have the ability to go do these certain things, and they just
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I swear to God.
My eyes twitching.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
It's wasted.
Yeah.
And it's so disappointing.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Not everybody is made to be. I don't like the word alpha. Like, that's just weird to me.
That's.
But like, not everybody's made to be. Like, how about this? I'll say it this way, right? Not everybody in this world is going to be the best version of themselves. We know that.
Yeah.
We absolutely know that, right? But also, too, we live in a society that teaches you how to be soft, that teaches you how to be, mid, and not the best version of yourself. And
it's almost glorified.
Yeah, well, it's glorified, but, people want to throw around the word oppression. I think that's itself oppression right there. When you allow society to dictate what you're going to do with your life and how you're going to act or react to it.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I very much agree with what you said. And even if people don't seek the same level of their selves, if you will, like any step in a direction that is a better version of you, a more happy version of you. And granted, you're never going to have happiness if you don't have struggles. So when you kind of change your life and go down that direction, it's going to be difficult and you're going to have struggles.
Yeah.
But you're already having struggles.
Yeah.
But you're headed in the wrong direction. And so you might as well go through the struggles that are going to make those happy moments more validated. They're going to be stronger. You're going to appreciate it more because of that.
Yeah.
And so what if you don't make it to the biggest goal? Because you need to set big goals.
Yeah, you have to, and don't even, and it's not even like for me, when I set goals to things that are going to challenge, like an actual challenge. Not, oh, here's a realistic goal. Like, no. Set, like, give yourself a challenge. Don't short yourself, and obviously don't like make it unbearable. But like, give yourself a challenge. Like, make yourself sweat, because without friction, there's no growth. You know what I'm saying? With friction comes change, right? Right. When you are uncomfortable is when you grow. Like
absolutely.
You have to be uncomfortable. John Maxwell says, we have uphill goals but downhill habits. It's the best thing ever. That hit me. I was like, dude, that's a bar, John Maxwell.
I know,
it's a bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's so good, right? And so, like, we have all these goals and aspirations, but we don't change our habits, right? When you change your habits, when you change your everyday lifestyle, because you have to understand, you don't like what I say? Okay, fine. Keep living the way that you live. You're going to keep getting the results that you got. Absolutely. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep getting different results. That does not make me better than you. That does not make me smarter than you. That does not make me, above you in any type of way, shape, or form. It just, what it shows is my priorities to be the best version that I can be, and your lack of priority.
Yeah. It's difficult to see, because you mentioned some like friends and family members a lot. You're just like, to be able to see what they, I don't really like to say like what they could be.
You never know what they could be.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and then that's the thing too. Like, if you head down the path of whatever like best version of you it is, like, it could take you in a direction you didn't even know. You could think you want one thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually, I don't want that at all.
Yeah,
which is fine, because at least you're going on a step to a better position than where you were before.
Yeah,
but like it's hard to see people not making those steps to at least live better. Or like if someone is continually making unhealthy decisions. And at the same time, like, I don't want to be overbearing. And it's difficult because I was listening to Milet on the last episode. And he was talking about the fears and whatnot, and how you can become motivational and then inspirational and then aspirational and then a servant leader. Sometimes that's difficult.
Yeah.
And
to be a servant leader?
Well, almost all of it, really,
Yeah.
because like I don't want to be overbearing. I don't
Yeah.
know about you or how
Yeah.
you're about handling this. And a
Yeah.
lot of times, if it is a friend or family, I love them, and I want them to have peace in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love listening, and I like talking to people and kind of working through things and helping them ease out of like stress or anxiety or whatever they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, if I know there's a better way to handle it, I'm like, granted, you get me a little few drinks in, I'm probably going to speak my mind, which gets me in trouble. But at the same time, I don't want to be like mansplaining, for a lack of a better word,
Yeah.
which is disappointing. So it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, have you encountered anything like that before?
Absolutely, because you have to like when you start doing stuff for yourself, you start seeing the people that you love and care about how much they don't care about themselves, and that's one of the hardest things. I come from a beautiful family. I was blessed.
I mean, you're a beautiful man.
Thank you. Hey. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is when I knew I made it, is when Coastal Coffee, the employees there started calling me Black Angus. That's my nickname.
What?
That's my nickname. I'm being dead serious. And it's with my acceptance and
Of course,
gratitude,
yeah.
obviously. They weren't just like, hey, what's up, Black Angus? You know what I'm saying? But like when they were like, hey, you're just an awesome person and we love you. You're one of our favorite regulars. And they're like, and this is going off of the topic of being a beautiful man, right? So
Yeah.
this is where I take pride. When they started calling me Black Angus, and when I would order food, they would write Black Angus on the card. And I was like, I made it, bro. Like, this is it, you know? So, hey, shout out Coastal Coffee. Shout out to the staff there. Sometimes I forget some of your names, so please forgive me, right?
Yeah.
But I love y'all for that one. Because my wife wouldn't even call me Black Angus.
But seeing your family members and friends.
Yeah, I totally got off topic there.
Yeah, it's
'cause I
okay.
got so excited about Black Angus. And it's because you said I'm a beautiful man, so I kind of was like, blushing. But when I blush, it's like purple, not red.
Well, that's all my fault.
Yeah. So, anyways, I come from a beautiful family, and just servant hearts. At 58 years old, adopted a fully special needs baby, who he's gonna be a dependent for his whole life, and they every single day just wake up. I see, like, shoot, it just changes so quick because I even get emotional talking about it because
Yeah.
they are 75 years old and take care of a fully special needs baby.
Wow.
And it is the most beautiful thing. And without them, I would not be where I am today. And that is my number one why is, first of all, my brother, right? So I know we're kind of bouncing back and forth in terms of like highs and lows of like talking about real high stuff, but to be real with you, and I just want to be transparent with you about my why and why I'm the way that I am and why I am where I am because of my push was, so my brother, his name is Nathan. He was born with his brain sticking out of his head, and they had to put it back in. But when they put it back in, they could only put a part of his brain back in. So they actually had to almost remove half of his brain. Yeah. And he was said that he was going to be a vegetable. He was not going to be able to move around, walk, or talk, or anything like that. And he taught himself to talk, was training himself to walk. And they said he wasn't supposed to live past the age of 3 years old. Made it past there. He just celebrated his 16th birthday.
Oh my God!
Back in
that's
March,
amazing.
and was walking at a time, is talking, and he also has cerebral palsy, like I do, and he is one of my biggest whys. Because
Wow.
I want to make sure that for the rest of his life, he doesn't have to worry about a thing. Because he gave me life. Now, there's some deep things that happened in my life that, I don't know. I mean, I think everything's appropriate to talk on a podcast, but I think we can save it for a little bit later in the podcast. But there's some deep things that happened in my life that he saved me from, and he has no idea. But he is my why. And my parents just wake up every single morning with a servant heart and take care of him. Don't know. Like, he's had 7 brain surgeries before the age of 7. Right, he is an insane being, and a blessing.
Wow.
And I'm just blessed.
That is tough.
I'm blessed, and I would do anything for that kid. And I just want to make sure that my parents have nothing to worry about, and that he has nothing to worry about for the rest of his life. And so that's why. So I'm so surprised I'm saying this without tearing up, because this is how much I'm in love with them and who they are, and they don't even really know, right? Because I'm not good at expressing my feelings, and so but that is why I do what I do. And so when you start to change yourself and build yourself up and improve yourself, you realize the lack of mindset and growth is in your siblings and your family members and stuff. And so sometimes, like in my family, I'm the little brother. I'm the baby.
Really?
I'm the baby brother. Like my little brother's like Nathan. He's my little brother, but like I was the baby brother and the goofball and the jokester, the comedian, and so nobody took me seriously. Ooh. And now full circle, my brother is now my older brother's 51 years old.
Okay.
And he's starting to work with me, and him and I are working together, and he doesn't know this, and so I hope he doesn't watch this. But I take so much pride into it because I love my brother. I look up to him. He's an amazing being. He's endured a lot and overcome a lot, and I just want to see him win because he deserves it.
That's excellent.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do everything I can to help him win and be where he wants to be. And I'm very thankful, and I'm very I feel so much love for the fact that he has now come to a place where he's allowed me to just be me and allow me to do what I need to do to help him, and taking I'm the older brother out of the picture and said, hey, help me out. What can you do? And
that's great.
Yeah, that's just a little bit kind of piece of, my why, and why I have why I'm blessed, number one. Number two is why I'm so thankful for God and what he's done. Wait till I start talking about my wife, because that's a whole nother thing.
I know. We got some bread downstairs.
Hey, my wife's selling bread, man. Sourdough bread. She's an amazing person, and she's the love of my life, and I'm blessed for her. And she's making bread now, and that's good. I feel like a Puritan,
That threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some jalapeno cheddar downstairs. I'm gonna tear it up. Oh my God, I'm excited.
Put a little butter on that.
Oh yeah.
I made a turkey sandwich with it today.
Oh wow.
So good.
That
with some barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I like gaining weight. Don't tell David Goggins, but
oh, I know, man. You can't tell him too much. He'll be yelling at you for anything.
Yeah,
that's aggressive love.
You're so dark. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, David.
Oh man, but yeah, you got a lot. It's a heartfelt goal that will never tarnish, I think, for you.
Yeah, never.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my family, but we all over the place.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I mean, you go through enough struggle from split up. I have 5 brothers and a sister, and all of us are just all over the place. And as you get older, well, I gotta take this back. When I was younger, less attached. It was a little fend for yourself, not that strict of it all, but for me, it felt like that way. And as I got older, I've learned more of the importance of family, and kind of sticking to it and building those bonds and those ties, and using that as a way to be the version of myself that I really wanted to be, and not so much of the fight or flight victimhood, basically, I was basically living in for most of my life.
Yeah.
And it's been really nice. Like now I can talk to myself in the mirror and actually oh, you did good, kid.
You did a great job.
Yeah. So I don't think, everyone has their own struggles, and I don't think anyone should have a struggle battle.
Yeah. What drives you? Tell me what drives you.
In a weird sense, I want to be remembered for helping improve people's life.
I love that.
In some way or another, whether it's just sharing a bunch of laughs, or if it's teaching them how to express or be creative with artwork, or if it's just to help them get over whatever hurdle is preventing them from moving onward, or if it's just being like the podcast, it's just providing a good conversations with people that share perspectives that we don't normally get because we don't always sit down and talk with people. Especially people that we just met.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
It's great.
Like, you and I just met. Now I'm in your house having a drink.
I know. The house looks like a tavern right now.
Hey, love it. Love it. You know, I'm about to make a sword.
My dad actually made those over there.
I love it.
It's super cool.
I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, which is why I think I've taken my passions into so many different areas. Like I've got the Dungeons and Dragons, I've got painting, whether it's watercolor, acrylic. I design logos for people. I do like branding and whatnot for other businesses. I'm learning like marketing. I build weird miniatures. Like there's so many different things. I'm starting to write books, and so like it all fits the same avenue of leaving some kind of something behind. For someone else. And I was talking to my roommate about this the other day, and a good friend of mine. It's a better level than roommate. Sorry, Kristen. And we were talking about, she's like, I'm like, nowadays we actually have video of what people sound like and their personalities, whereas back in the day they don't have that.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and some people forget what their loved ones sounded like. And that hit me super hard. And I was like, oh, my God, this is one of the best reasons for our silly Dungeons & Dragons campaign. And for this, it provides a long-lasting version of ourselves that people can have. And I would love to be worthy of being remembered and not, for lack of a better term, the shitbag that I used to be, in my opinion, which I was not worthy of. And I feel like my goals now, I'm more oriented to improving myself, but also providing something for other people afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I think that's so. What I love about that, and what I love about what you said, is that it was, hey, I was not that person. Now I want to be that person, and so it was a switch for you, right? What was that switch? Like, I know I'm kind of asking the questions now, right?
Oh, it's
on your
fine.
podcast, but like, what was that? What I want to know is like, what was that switch for you? What event happened in your life to where you're like, I want people to win, and I want to be. First of all, number one, what was the switch that made you say, I need to be the best version that I can be? And number two, what was the switch you're like, now I want to help people be the best. I want to help people to be the best versions they can be.
I would say it wasn't one specific moment. It was kind of a accumulation of steps that I've made. The first one is I kind of got obsessed with trying to build a brand or something. I wanted to better my own creative juices. I'm like, I know I can prove myself and do something. And at the time, I was in a relationship. That did not work out whatsoever. And it blew up. I had nowhere to go, so I ended up moving in with a buddy of the time. And it turned into a lot of me going to vices to escape. And then I couldn't do anything without drinking. And then all these other things that kind of fell apart because of that. And I thought I was making bold moves, like, because I was going to a whole bunch of like art festivals and markets and whatnot, trying to sell like watercolor paintings. And I'm like, they're tiny little, from what I can do now, garbage is what they were. But I was selling for like $5. And I would sit out there for like 5 hours, and I would drive all the way to like Mount Pleasant. But I couldn't do it without drinking. So I always had like a cooler of beer, but I didn't have any money. I barely even had a job at the time. And then finally, I think my parents went out of town, and I watched their house, and I was living in this like really quiet, peaceful home with the animals, and it was like a pool out back, and it was like for 3 days, I think. And it was the level of peace that I felt in that moment, the moment I went back to where I was living, it was so shocking that I didn't realize. It was like the frog being in the water when I didn't notice that my water was boiling until someone put me back into it. And so I moved out probably like the next week, and I like just walked away from all of that. And I basically went through like my own little rehab. I quit drinking for 6 months. I quit a bunch of things. I reorganized my brain, and then I started like trying to better myself, which has its ups and downs. I feel like you go and start bettering yourself a little bit, and then you think you got it. And so then I got caught in this trap of like, oh, I'm better now. And then you fall down, you're like, oh, wait, that's not how this goes. It's not like I hit this mile marker and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Right? And so then it's like a up and down. And at the time, that's when I first started this podcast. And that's when I was like, well, I want aggressive motivation, which is like a lot of like Goggins or Priscilla. I love both of them. And it's like, quit being a dickbag. But I didn't have any of the background to talk. And so I was just regurgitating words that I heard, and I was still fumbling the ball, if you will. And so it's been many years of me getting humbled by the process, and then realizing it, even to this day when I have a volatile moment, I'm like, I give myself shit for it, and I think I should, because what I want to do is be calm and collective. I don't want to react so much, and I want to be the person that people can go
Just
to.
like Ed Miller was saying in this podcast. He was like, make decisions out of, in a place where you're coming from, like a calm place. Like, don't make decisions out of emotion.
Yeah.
Make decisions out of like, take a step back, give yourself a minute, and then decide.
Yeah.
Because when you make it out of anger or sadness or at your low or your high highs, it's
bad
always
moves.
the best decision. Yeah.
I made a lot of bad moves that way, but I've learned a lot, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
And the friends and family that I have, and the moves that I've decided to make throughout this time, has really helped. And I'm like, if I can get here, then I can be a good person for other people.
Yeah.
And so I want to be a good person for other people, because living for myself has not really worked.
No.
It's only brought me a lot of pain and struggle. So here we are.
I love that. That means a lot, and that makes sense about, like, it just makes this more special.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad that you shared the other podcast too, because it's exactly what I love.
Yes.
And so like now
it's so good. And I love that you're up when I'm up. Like when I text you at 6:30 or like at 7:00. I love when you're up when I'm up, because I'm like, yo, it's a new day. You're like, finishing up the podcast. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I go to bed early and I wake up early.
What time you go to bed?
I usually will crawl in bed around 9:30.
Dude, I wish I could do that. That sounds so good. Like, I wish I could do that. I just can't get my body to do it. I have to, like, maybe force myself to do it one day.
Well, I'm also 35. So, you're younger than me.
Yeah, but, okay. I would say, 7 years?
That's a decent amount of time.
Okay, but you have to think about it. That's like saying you're old and you go to bed early. That's not even right yet. My brother is like 51 years old. So when you tell me that you're old, I'm like, no, you're not.
I didn't say I was old. I just said, it helps for going to bed early.
Yeah. No, I get it. But also too, and I got little ones, and they get in bed about 7:30.
Oh yeah, that's different.
I love them. They're the loves of my life. But I wish I could go to bed at 7:30. If I went to bed at 7:30, I'd get all my work. If I got up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd get all my work done.
Yeah.
I'd get all my work done. Like, I wouldn't have to work the rest of the day.
You're like, what are we gonna do? I'm bored.
Let's go back on the podcast. Let's go talk about some more stuff.
It is really disappointing when I wake up at like 5. I'm like, what am I? Because the moment I wake up, that's it.
You're up.
Yeah, I can't help
You're
it.
up.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's too early. I have roommates, so I can't be doing too much.
How many roommates do you have?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one of them is the baker at Coastal, Kristen. So she goes in like 4:30 in the morning, so that's not an issue.
Okay.
But my other buddy has like some sleep insomnia issues, and so I never want to make a lot of noise.
Are they a relationship?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just me being polite in my childhood of like, hey, don't you make noise when everyone else is sleeping.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm like, what am I going to do? Can I make coffee somehow? Actually, dude, I moved the coffee brewer into my room for that exact reason. So, like, I could just make coffee for myself, even if it is like 5 o'clock.
That's so cool, though. Like, you're like, that's so cool.
What, waking up early?
No, just like I love my home, but like, it's so cool to like, other people having lives like in this home, like they have their own lives or doing their own thing, but this is home base.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I take up most of this house. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Now, granted, we share this room because we all play Dungeons and Dragons together.
Yeah.
But you saw my downstairs art studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I got a half gym in the garage.
You work out in the mornings?
No.
If you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you don't know what to do, go work out.
I mean, I should, but I've never been that guy.
But that's the thing. You don't become that guy until you do that thing.
I know. I'm making excuses now.
Yeah. Hey.
I
Suck it up.
I know it's going to happen. We're going to run into something, and I'm like, oh.
Because this is the thing, right? Because it's not just about, like, you're in shape, you're good, but it's about, hey, yo, how can I make my body stronger? How can I feel healthier?
Absolutely, I agree.
And I have the ability to do it, right? Like I said, I never call what I have a disability. I say it's an ability, because what my ability is that I can adapt in this world, in my life, and just be the best that I can be at it, right? Even though I may have to do it differently, even though I may have to look different than what other people do, I think it's just very important that you understand that when you have a disability, you are not. I disagree that you're disabled. I agree that you have the ability to do something different and in a better way, and it works for you. And as long as you understand that, that's the best thing to do. That's the best way to go. Right?
Was there a moment where you had that mental switch? Have you always felt that way?
Okay, yeah. So this is where this is the turn then. This is where we get to the.
Should we get another beer before we get into it?
Definitely.
All right, we're gonna be right back, everybody.
Right back, everybody.
Listen, you weren't supposed to make me laugh. We were going on a serious subject.
Yeah, serious talk. Okay, all that cut. All right, ready? Back to the topic. Serious time. Okay, yes. So my turning point. So, wow, now it's gonna be hard to kind of, get back in there. But so my turning point to when I knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I wanted to be like, I wasn't allowing my disability to be a part of me, was, so I came from very hardcore mental issues, right? I'd probably tried to take my life multiple times, and crazy story getting into this, right? But so every night my brother would come to the stairs before bed, and he'd be at the bottom of the stairs, on the top of the stairs in my room, and he'd say, "Cory, I love you," right? And that was our thing. Like, he would say, "Cory, I love you," and I'd come open up the door and say, "I love you too," and we say good night, right? And he'd go to bed. Well, one day, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I had made the decision, like, this was obviously, a very hard time in my life, very dark time, and I made the decision I was going to take my life, and I had everything ready. I was ready to do what I needed to do. Got everything loaded up, and I go to places ready to get it done, and all of a sudden,
Don't worry about me.
all of a sudden, I just hear, "Cory, I love you. Cory, I love you." And I remove this from me. I was like, dude, what am I doing? What am I doing? And wow, yeah. I opened up my door, and my brother's not at the bottom of the stairs. He's not even there. I come downstairs. I said, "My brother yelled for me." They're like, "He's been in bed for an hour." I was like, what? Are you serious? And at that moment, I was like, God, okay, all right, you got my attention, you love me, you care for me. I'm not my disability. I'm not cerebral palsy. I am who you say I am. You knew me when I was knitted in my mother's womb. Like, because the thing about what I did is I ran from faith for a long time. I ran from the Lord because I grew up in it. So I feel like I never had the opportunity to believe what I wanted to believe. Mm-hmm. And so my mom, obviously, parents, tread light, some parents will tread lightly on this, but my mom allowed me to walk away. from faith and do my own thing. And I came back on my own. And coming back on my own was the best decision I could ever make. And so, yeah. Yeah. And so then that incident happened. And then that same year, there's this church camp that I go to. Shout out Ryan Beeson's Teen Week church camp. There's this gentleman that would come. And he was autistic, right? Severely autistic. And awesome guy, big guy, like 6'3",
Whoa,
200, probably 260, 270, big dude, right?
yeah.
And but he's very autistic, and loved him. And he didn't like touching people. He didn't like looking at people. Like he doesn't like all that. And I remember one time, so the same year, I'm asking for the Lord. I'm like, God, if you hear me, because this is like after that incident happened. So I'm like, I'm already like, Lord, like you hear me. But the devil just, at that moment when that happened and I changed myself, I started turning things around. The devil just came that much more harder, like boom, 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 right? Came after me. And so I remember being at camp and just being like, Lord, please, do you hear me? Like, do you hear me? I want to feel you. Like, I want to know that you're here. And I remember we were singing the song. It's called How He Loves, right? And I just remember we were singing, He loves us, oh, how He loves us. And this guy comes up to me, grabs me in his arms, holds me in his arms, and whispers in my ear, I love you.
Shit.
I've always been here. I love you. I put this on my children's lives. I put this on my children's lives.
That just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah. And he goes, I love you. I've always loved you. I'm here. And I just started weeping in this guy's arms. And he sang the song a little bit and said, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. And then let me go and walks away. And I'm just like, I'm torn up at this point. I'm just like, man, like,
yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you again. You know what I mean? And I go to him later. And I was like, hey, what do you want, Cory? Leave me alone. That same guy, right?
What?
And I'm just like, that was you? God, that was you?
Wow.
And, yeah. And so in that moment, it doesn't matter. I'm not cerebral palsy. I'm Cory. I am a follower of Christ. I'm the Son of God. And I need to change my life. I did, and I said, I want to change other people's lives. And that's it, man. That was some of the, I think a lot of this, most of us, I would like to say, and I would like to think, especially who are like on the fence in faith, are like, hey, they want their God experience. They want their Jesus experience. But the thing about it is they're doing the same thing that we were talking about. Like, hey, God, get me a job. And then sitting on their bed and just not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is you run away from the Lord and the Lord always pursues you. Always. Always. He never stops. He never stops pursuing you. Never. Right? And the moment you stop and turn around is the moment that you start to see him work in your life. Because, of course, the enemy is going to give you what you want of this world. The enemy is going to give you what feels good. He's going to. I would agree, And again, mind you, like, when I say this, y'all, like, I'm speaking about my faith. Like, this is what I believe in. This is how I believe. Whatever you believe in, your higher power, whatever that is to you, that's you, okay? I'm not preaching at anybody. I'm just speaking from my story and my experience in my relationship with the Lord. But just like any relationship, how can you expect anything to move forward when you don't work on it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just like any relationship.
Absolutely.
Just like anyone. Even in your girlfriends, your husbands, your boyfriends, like anything. Right?
One-sided is not a relationship.
One-sided is not a relationship. And so that is where I got my mission to say, hey, I want more out of life. And I know so many other people want more out of life.
That's a hell of a moment.
Dude.
Or
I know you. I saw you tearing up, bro. I was like, don't tear up, bro. You're going to make me start crying, dog.
I mean, it hit really close to home. I had my own bad decisions.
Yeah.
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 Except I didn't hear any voices in my head. I just had cops.
They're good, too.
They definitely are. I'm always going to be very grateful to Somerville PD. So, yeah. That's wild. And good on you for listening.
Yeah.
Because you'd be ignorant to ignore that.
Amen. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
Yes. Absolutely. It's so like, it's that story of like, you're in the ocean, you're drowning. You're like, Lord, please save you. And a boat comes around and says, hey, yo, we're here to get you. And you're like, no, God will save me. And then you're like, God, save me. And a boat comes around and you're like, no, God's got me, right? And then, you drowned. And you're like, God, why'd you save me? He's like, bro, I sent you like 2 boats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sent you like a boat, a dolphin, you know what I'm saying? Free Willy, whatever. I don't know, man.
Jack Sparrow on the back of a turtle?
Sparrow, yeah, dude. Goodness, you'd be like Jonah swallowed up in a whale mouth, go up to the, whatever. You know? Yeah. So it's
man.
That's the thing, man. Like whatever you believe in, if your higher power, right? Be in tune with that. What I will say is this, and I think this is a big thing to talk about to a lot of people, is so many people, and I'm speaking of people of faith, right? So people of faith who you believe in terms of the Lord, right? So many people start things that they know is good for them. And then they get confusion and the enemy kicks in and they get all this stuff and they get in their head. I want to tell you this right now. My God is not a God of confusion. Mm-hmm. My God is not a God of stress. My God is not a God of, like bad feelings, right? That is the enemy. The enemy who makes you second guess. The enemy is who makes you confused on what the goal is. The enemy is who makes you stressed out about what's going on, right? That's not the Lord, right? Every single time you do something good for yourself, shit hit the fan. We've all been there, right? Every single time you start to do something good for yourself, shit hits the fan.
Start getting nervous every time something goes right.
Every time, right? Like, yeah, but you need to understand, like, my God is a God of peace, of understanding, of grace, So, yeah, that's a big thing, because people are like, well, I talk to God, and I don't think that I'm meant to do this. Which, listen, who am I to question your like communication with the Lord, right? But based on when I dig in, sometimes I'll dig into people's like, okay, well, what did you talk to God about? Well, I just told him that,
calling him out.
I just told him that, if I should do this or not, and then something bad happened the day I was supposed to go do something, and I guess that's a sign. What? Bro, COVID happened when I married my wife. Does that mean I just not marry my wife?
Hot damn.
Exactly.
At that point, you might as well just give up on life if you're going to read those signs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, or just go see like a hand fortune teller.
Yeah.
Just as reliable.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Hey, scrub this rock.
Yeah.
Tell me if you see your future.
A bird pooped on me. Was there bird poop already on the rock? Why did you do that? You're looking for signs in the wrong places.
All the time. People, it's not even signs. People look for excuses.
Oh.
People look for excuses. People look for things that inconvenience them.
What is the, oh man, I'm missing a word. Where you try to rationalize something you already want to do. You're like, oh, everything's pointing in this direction. Justify, thank you. It's like, oh, yeah, I mean, the reason I did this is because of all this other stuff. I'm like, that's not even related.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you get there?
It's the same thing about relationships, man. It's the same thing, like, you know, again, who am I to question you in your life, right? In anybody's life. But it's the same thing that people will justify their significant other's actions.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they're comfortable.
We could bring that right back around to you and I be like, comfortability is not a good place to be.
Comfortability is not a good place to be. We live in the zone called the comfort zone, but it's not comfortable. It's familiar. Mm-hmm. You're familiar with it. In the moment you step out of that zone and become uncomfortable and adversity happens is the moment that you grow.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm telling you this all the time. People come to me all the time, work full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. Right? They're like, Cory, I can't do this anymore. I want something more for myself. Right? I want to build this for myself. I want this for my family. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk this through. What are your goals? What do you want for your life? I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's talk about that. Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what are some things you want. Excuse me.
I know the beer will get you.
I know. What are some things that you want? What are some things that you want to be? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Like, the thing about it, when did we stop dreaming?
I know.
We live in a society today, when you start dreaming, people start thinking you're weird.
I know.
Like, what? You want this type of house?
That's
you
cringe.
Want this type of car?
Yeah.
That's cringe. Okay, boomer.
I mean, we could blame that on social media in a lot of ways.
Oh, absolutely.
People like lose their identity, basically.
Yeah. Because it's comparing.
Yeah.
It's comparing. Nowadays, I remember one time I was working with a client and, I was talking about how like there's a lack of financial education in this, because I come from the financial industry, so I work in the financial industry. I was talking to him and I was like, yeah, there's a lack of financial education out here. And he's like, yeah, man, I get my financial education from TikTok. And I was like,
nice.
Get the hell out of my Zoom right now. Get the hell out of my Zoom right now. Please. Please. Do better. But sorry, I shouldn't say do better because...
Go to Facebook.
Yeah. Come on. At least go to something more
I'm
OG.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Do MySpace. Please.
MySpace. Just blow the dust off. Clear all the spider webs. All the best advice is on MySpace.
Look at this book in the attic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. I didn't have great financial responsibilities. I think I've made some decent ideas, but
yeah,
don't have much to back it up on.
Yeah, hey, well, it's about where you want to be and what does that look like to you? I mean, I'm licensed, so I can't, speak on too much, but it's like, hey, where do you want to be with your money? Mm-hmm. Like, there's so many people that I know that just don't have anything for their future financially. And my friends and family are included.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, I want to help you. And so, but again, we get in this comfort zone. It's not comfortable. It's familiar. The moment we step outside of that is the moment that we grow because we become uncomfortable. You grow in uncomfortability. Yeah. When's the last time you grew in a comfort zone? Tell me. And if you could tell me, hit me up. Right? Because if you can I'll let you justify it. That's fine. You could justify it all day long. Doesn't make you right.
Yeah. I mean, I do think there's a side note, a little asterisk to that.
Yeah.
I think that doesn't mean you should never be comfortable. I think you should enjoy moments of comfort.
Yeah, well,
I say the zone of which you live in, though.
I say be ready to be, okay. get comfortable with being uncomfortable so then you can live a comfortable life.
Just Inception, my ass.
That John Maxwell says that.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right? I listen. I love John Maxwell. Right? John Maxwell says that because get ready, get comfortable in the sense to continue to live an uncomfortable lifestyle. Because when you live an uncomfortable lifestyle, what are you doing at that point?
Mm-hmm.
You're continuously growing, continuously learning yourself. When is one time that you were learning about yourself and were comfortable?
Never. You get bored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It reminds me of you know who Jocko is?
Jocko.
Willink.
Sounds familiar.
He is friends with Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Jocko Go, which is an energy drink kind of thing, but he has his own podcast and does 75 Hard with him and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Andy Frizzilla 75. Yeah.
So they're the same group, basically.
Yeah.
And he's got a podcast, and an old buddy of mine, he's old, but we're still friends. Anyway, he sends me this video, and it's like one of those like amped up moments that, you know, it's got like nice, powerful music to it and everything, and kind of get you going, kind of get your fire under your butt early in the morning. And it's a really great like motivational phrase. He just says, "Good." The moment something is going wrong, good.
Yes. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
I have a bracelet that says "good"
There you go.
on the bottom of it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like, oh, we encountered all these issues.
Good.
We got to figure out a way to get through it.
Yep.
I was
I
like,
actually
shit,
listened to a podcast. I know now. I know what you're talking about. It's clicking with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured you would know. I'm like, you are the same ballpark as same people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of times where I've been just like, what? And then I hear his voice in the back of my head. Good. I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what are you forced to do?
Oh yeah. I mean, I could walk away.
Yeah. You can walk away, but what does that do for you?
Nothing.
How does that service you?
Not even a little bit.
So I keep looking over here because
staring
I'm
at
like
yourself?
looking at my reaction, but I'm like so hyped up, and I should be looking here. I'm hyped up.
And that's good.
Yeah,
We're here to get hyped up. I mean, that's the passion is sharing and talking. As one of the things was on our keynote for today is the passions.
Yes.
And I don't think we should hold back. You know?
No,
I mean, maybe don't go scream in people's faces, but
I don't like to hold it back.
no.
Like, people can disagree with me all they want. That's fine. Disagree with me, you know.
One of my favorite things never to hold back on, and I do a really bad job in moments where I should be a little bit more respectful, is my laugh. It's very explosive.
Oh, yeah, dude, same.
And
I laugh like a typical black person. I laugh like where like you run away and you come back and you're still laughing.
yeah. Oh my God, that's good.
Like that type of thing, yeah.
I had a studio in Coastal for a while, and I was in there, and I would randomly.
Can we open that back up, by the way?
My studio?
And Coastal, will they let us?
Well, no. There's a speech therapy person using it now.
Okay.
I think Advantage would want to keep their spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take the manager's office, but I don't know, they like that too much.
I know, right? Set everything up in there.
I'd like to do a podcast I think we should set up in the middle of the coffee shop one day.
I had a guy ask me to do a podcast at the coffee shop. I mean, I could do it when there's no one in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like after hours.
Yeah.
Like just be sitting with Coastal Coffee stuff out and just drink.
Yeah, if we have my buddy Richard
chewing on some beans, man.
just constantly talking coffee at us, that would work. But he could probably fill an easy hour just talking about coffee.
Talking about coffee, yeah.
Dude, there's a lot that goes into it. It's insane.
Dude, they're like drug dealers, man.
They 100% are.
Yeah.
Thank God for them.
Thank God for coffee dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caffeine dealers.
Yeah.
No, that's worse.
I like my coffee like I like my skin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rich.
Black.
I'm like eating the mic right now. That's so funny. I also like to drink mine black. That took me a hot minute. Side note, guys, we're going to get off subject here, but here we are. I used to put like creamer and stuff in my coffee. I didn't even drink fancy coffee. Yeah. And I met the master roaster, which is Brad's son, Richard. And oh yeah, we had this conversation the other day. And he taught me how to do photography, which is hilarious because now that's a big part of my job for Coastal.
Yeah.
And we went on a camping trip down at Panther Creek. I want to say it's in Georgia. And it was in January, so it's frigid. And you had to hike for a few miles. It's a really small hike, but you can set up camping and whatnot. And so, like, this is my first, like, hike to a camp spot to set up everything and then have a fire and all this stuff, rather than, like, borderline glamping where you can just pull your car up and unload all your coolers and whatnot. So we didn't have a cooler. None of that. We had a giant bottle of Jameson with us. I know, right? At least that's there. Some weenies and coffee and whatnot. And it was an overnight thing. Actually, I think we were there for 2 nights. That's beside the point. However, on this trip was when I realized nobody brought creamer because nobody there used creamer. They just drank it black. And so that was my initiation into drinking black coffee because I had no choice.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was like, oh, I can actually taste the good aspects of coffee rather than just hunting for the cream and sugar. Yeah. Now, granted, I am no sommelier or whatever you want to sommelier. I'm no coffee like genius with my palate. My palate is trash. So anytime he's like, taste these and then taste this, I'm like, it's earthy and smoky.
Like black coffee.
Now, we have some coffees there that are mind-blowing. Then there's no way you can't taste crazy flavors. Like Southern Berry is insane. Marcella Sunrise, insane.
I want to try some of that.
Oh, you should get a pour over. It's going to blow your mind. Like, if you just smell the coffee alone, it smells so much like Concord jam for a Southern Berry.
Dude, I'm amazed that one of the workers makes the own, like, the flavors. I'm so, like...
Oh, yeah. Brooklyn?
Dude.
Yeah, she's a beast.
She's a beast, man.
Yeah.
She's so awesome.
I know, she needs more credit. Great creativity.
Absolutely, dude. I'm amazed, dude. I literally went home and was like, dude, she's awesome, man. Like, she makes all of those flavorings.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day, people come in and use those flavorings and have no idea that they're not store-bought. They are made by her.
I know. I try to promote it. I'm like, you guys don't understand. We don't buy these. These are, like, handmade.
Exactly. I would invest so she can have a company. Like, absolutely. Like, that's so awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah. Shout out.
I know, like, Serbs by Brooklyn.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Flavors by Brooklyn, right? That's awesome. I like that.
That was a good time.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Like, off subject.
Like I said.
Yeah, dude, like I said. I believe we've hit an hour at least, though.
We've hit an hour. I think one thing that I want to bring up is this: is that I would love to come back onto the show, and I'm sure we're gonna work it out to where I can. But obviously, like, this is like, I feel like it's a good like step in, getting to know each other, like, kind of everywhere, talking a little bit under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to come back and speak about specific topics.
Get real deep.
And get deep.
I mean, you did make me cry.
You almost cried twice, man. And you made me emotional almost twice.
Yeah.
I'm not a real emotional person, but, like, you had me moving.
Oh, I'm real emotional.
Only because you were being emotional, and it made me realize, like, oh, yeah, this is an emotional story.
Yeah. I cry easily, so prepare yourself.
Hey, I like that, though. I wish I could express my feelings the way you do. I do. I envy it.
Yeah, well, I'll bring it out of you. Challenge accepted, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I would love to come back and speak about specific topics. Also, guys, listen, just to say this, if you're watching this and you're checking it out, I'm sure he's going to put my my Instagram and my Facebook on there so you guys can follow me. I'm starting to build up my Instagram and starting to build up my Facebook in terms for business. I kind of ate the mic. I kind of revamped it all and started fresh. But I would love your support and love for you to kind of watch this journey. Also, please follow my boy Caleb right here, man.
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome. Anybody that's watching this, awesome. Down to earth guy. 3 things that I see in him that are so awesome. Number 1 is he's genuine. And when I talk about genuine, I'm not just talking about, oh, he's a nice guy. He's just a down to earth person, and he actually cares about who you, like, what you're saying, who you're about, where you're from. That's why we connected so easy. Number 2, right? He's not just wanting to be average. He is now in this place where he's like, I want to be something. I want to do and be someone bigger than who I am now every single day. And number 3, a funny guy. Funny guy. Great heart. So awesome. I think one thing that I want to say to you that I think is so awesome is I want to say this. It's just very important. I feel like this is just a type of discernment, right? But I feel like there's something in your past, and I want to say that number 1, it's not your fault, and number 2, you are not whoever those people said you were, right? You are not that person. You are not your father. You're not your mother. You're not your aunt. You're not your uncle. You are Caleb, and you have the ability and strength to be whoever you want to be now, regardless of what happened in your past and who treated you or who neglected you. It's not because you are not worth it. You are 100% worth it. And I saw that the moment I met you, right? So I want to just put that out there and just give you some gratitude, because I'm not blowing smoke up your ass at all. Like, I mean that in my heart, because vibes are vibes, man.
Yeah.
You catch them, like you feel them. And I just want you to know how thankful I am to now be able to call you a friend, and I'm excited to see where our relationship goes.
Me too.
And how it grows in this, man, because we're probably gonna talk for a little bit after we cut this, right? But
yeah.
I love it. And listen, what I would like to say is, if you're watching this and there's topics you want to talk about or want to be brought up, put it in the chat, man. Comment them. Inbox Caleb, right?
That's
Inbox me. I'd love to come back and hit some of these points, right? I might just show up and just be here. Be like, hey, let's do a podcast. So I might just be a regular on this show now, but I'd love it if Caleb allows it, okay?
Oh, you're definitely coming back.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
No questions asked. Yeah.
Definitely. Listen, I love you. I care for you. I know you don't know me. I don't know you, but in terms of who you are and your self-worth, I care for you. I want you to be the best version of yourself. I want you to be who you want to be in life, and I would love to help you in that process. So, love you guys so much. Thank you so much for, letting me just talk and speak. And come on, throw some stuff at us. I'd love to talk over some topics.
Hey, before you go,
yes,
for the people who listen to the podcast rather than just watch it, what are your socials that they should hunt for?
My socials. So all my socials now, Facebook and Instagram, Riker's Business Growth. Riker's, Rikers, Business, Busines, Growth, Growth. So that's my Instagram and that's my Facebook. I'd love if you follow my journey. Like I said, I've kind of revamped my social media again. So I'm kind of starting out fresh again. I would love your support, would love your love, and would love to hear from you. So
nice. Hey, thanks, Cory.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Until next time, everyone. Like I said.